Yeah, my name is Jake Roth.
Jake Roth.
And I'm a member of the Fairmount Lions Club.
Okay.
Back in August of 2010, I told my wife one day, I said, what do you think about the Lions Club saving the high school stage? She told me at that time I'd lost my mind. And I said, well, I'm a 1966 graduate from Fairmount. I had Adeline Knowles, my speech teacher, and that we can't save the old high school because it's too far gone. We could save the stage and have it rebuilt at Players Park inside the Pavilion. So I brought it up before the Lions Club, and they voted unanimous in saving it. And so for the next 7 years, well, we removed it. We had Lions Club members. We went on a scissors jack and removed the whole stage out of the high school. And this stage is where James Dean started his acting career while he was in high school. Matter of fact, this is the only James Dean stage in the world, and we were fortunate enough to be able to purchase it. We raised $35,000 through the Community Foundation in Marion, and I had a guy. I sold Lions Club pins for 30 years, which I no longer do. But I had a gentleman come and buy 2 pins off me one Sunday afternoon, and he wanted to know how the stage was doing. I said, well, we need $35,000, and so I brought him out here to the park and showed him where we was going to put it. And he kind of walked away, and he come back and he goes, you know, Jake, he said, I've been blessed with $1 million. And if I give you $30,000, can you come up with the other $5,000? Of course, I said, sure. I didn't know whether I could or not, but I said, sure. So that was on a Sunday. Wednesday, a lady called me. She said, hey, who do we make this check payable to? And I said, well, how much you want to donate? She said, $30,000. I said, I was shaking so bad, my wife had to bail me out. So he brought the check over to me that day, and we sat in the living room, and he said, just one thing I'd like to ask. And I said, what's that? I would like to remain anonymous. So you have my word. Now, everybody's tried to get that information out of me, but when you give a person your word, that's it, you know? So he brought me the check over. I went to the Community Foundation, got him a receipt, and brought it back. And then next day I went out and I talked to 3 different people. And I was excited. I only need $5,000 before I would even begin. I got to have all the money. I'm not one of them kind of guys, buy it, build it, and not have the money. So the second day I went back out, and one guy gave me $1,000. Another guy wrote me a check for $1,000. The third guy gave me a check for $3,000. I'm ready to rock and roll. Well, the rest is kind of much history. I spent every day out here from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. while they were building it. And my wife brought my lunch out to me for 2 months. And in September of James Dean weekend on a Saturday, we dedicated this stage back to the town of Fairmount. And for the last 6 years now, I'm in charge of getting the bands and what we have is a concert band.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, the stage floor is all original. We brought a guy in to clean it, and the first thing he wanted to do was sand it. I said, no, we're not sanding it. What you see on this floor is what you saw in high school.
Okay.
It's got some paint marks on it, scuffing. I brought in another company, and they cleaned it, and they put 3 coats of polyethylene on it, and it really makes it shine.
Yeah.
The archway is all original. came out of school. And the boards in front of the archway opening is all original. Now, the ones on the side, of course, is a replica, but the brick on both wings, on both sides, is original from Fairmount High School. And the concrete blocks below is a replica, because you couldn't put the other blocks down. What else? We have
The lights.
Huh?
You talked about the lights.
The light housing is all original.
Okay.
And the town put on those 3 light bulbs red. You can run it like that, or you can, maybe you want to run all blue,
okay,
or all red, or all clear. You can do either one. But and we have 3 fans up here. The day we dedicated this, it was 98 degrees. It was hotter than blazes. Okay. So we got 3 fans above, and we got a big fan over here against the wall. And well, the first year we had 4 concerts, and we call it concerts at the stage because that's what it is. It's not concert at the park. Gas City's the concert at the park, so we call it concerts at the stage. And first year we had 4 bands. This year we've had 12 bands, and next year we're going to have 12 more bands.
Oh my gosh!
A band starts June the 3rd, I think it is. I can't remember now, and runs every week. By having it every week, people don't forget.
Right.
Before, last year we had it every other week. People forget.
Yeah.
And I go on Facebook and list the bands, and also go through the Chronicle Tribune through an article called Scoops, and they'll list it every day up until the day of the event. It's for free, so why not?
Why
you know?
not?
Right.
Exactly. It brings the community together. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And then I go out and ask for money for concerts to pay for the band. If you look up here, these banners, I came up with this idea as an advertising banner. They're 5 feet long, they're 2 feet high or 3 feet high. Cost $1,000. But every year, the people or the businesses that have these banners, they have an opportunity to pay me $1,000.
Right.
I raised $15,000 this year. Plus, I have posters, and it costs so much money for posters, advertisement. But this is the best way to go. I've got room for 20 banners. That's $20,000. This year, bands are a little less than $30,000, but they're all paid for. I got all the money.
Wow.
And next year, I've got half of that money already. So it's an opportunity to bring. It's good for Fairmount because their son, their James Dean was a son of Fairmount. That it brings in bands. It brings in people from not only Fairmount but our whole Gas City, Marion, Summitville, wherever, Muncie, Fort Wayne. Come together. Ohio. They come together for one cause. We have a lot of fellowship out here.
So fast, so fast. Say I'll be fast as you.
We got food vendors. They'll show up. So I'm in charge of all that. I'm not bragging. I don't mean that, but
No, it
someone has to step up the plate, and I've been that someone.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I've got 2 other guys that are co-chairmans. They're much younger than I am. Plus, hopefully they'll take over after I'm done.
Right,
you know?
right. Now, can you tell me a little bit about, her name is Adeline Knoll?
Adeline Knoll.
Knoll.
N-A-L-L.
N-A-L.
She was a speech teacher, and she was my speech teacher. Matter of fact, I was MC my senior year. I introduced my classmates and were going to sing or whatever they were going to do. And she came up to me later and she said, "Land sakes, Jake," she said, "I had no idea you had all that talent." And I said, "Well, I could have been another James Dean if you just give me the chance." I didn't participate in any class plays, but yeah, she was really a great woman.
Yeah, from what I've heard from different people that have met her, she really was a great woman.
Yeah, when we dedicated the stage back to the town. We had her son, David Knoll, he spoke out here, and then Mark Winslow spoke, and I invited all the town board members who were set up here, and also the class of 1949. They all came up here too.
Oh, okay.
My sister Joanne graduated with James Dean and had one date while she was in high school. there, but
Really?
she's passed on since then.
Uh-huh.
And then my two brothers played sports against him. So I didn't know him.
Right.
My brother is next to me. Will be 90 this month.
Oh, wow.
I'm 14 years younger, so I'm 76. So the rest of my family's all gone except for Bob and me.
Okay.
And it's a great honor to be able to be a part of this stage. It's kind of, I love it, okay?
Yeah.
And I love Fairmount.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can get any better than Fairmount.